Edition 5. You can't pour motivation into a teen, but you can help them discover it. By ND Sir on June 5th, 2025. A real life story and three powerful principles to unlock intrinsic motivation in teenage learners. Hello, listeners. Sir, I don't feel like doing anything these days, even things I used to love. A student told me this weeks before an important exam, and truthfully, I've heard this line many times, spoken not out of laziness, but from a place of fatigue, doubt, or disconnection. As educators and parents, we often rush in with advice, pep talks, and plans, but motivation doesn't work like that, especially not with teenagers. You see, teenage motivation isn't something you can pour into them. It isn't built by pressure, marks, or panic. It's a fire they have to light themselves, and our job is to create the space, air, and conditions for it to spark. Let me tell you a real story from our classroom's Gayanville Academy. One of our students had been stuck in a cycle of average performance, hardworking, sincere, but not gaining momentum. With just 2 months left for the entrance exam, we had an honest conversation. We acknowledged her strength, English, so that became her launch pad. We decided to aim for the maximum in English. From that base, we expanded to areas she could stretch into next: critical reasoning and legal aptitude. For the sections she genuinely struggled with, like math and GK, we developed a strategy to manage, not master. In math, her goal was just 2 to 5 marks out of 15, enough to do what an average test taker might get by instinct. GK2 was filtered down to only the most important topics, since covering 2 years of content in 2 months wasn't practical. That change, from pushing everything equally to focusing energy wisely, unlocked her motivation. She ended up being one of the achievers in her class and made it to DSNLU, not because she did everything, but because she finally believed she could win at something and started building from there. This brings us to what truly drives teenage motivation. Research shows that sustained motivation doesn't come from external rewards or punishments. It comes from three powerful inner forces: autonomy, mastery, and purpose. Autonomy. I chose this. Teenagers crave control over their lives. When every decision is made for them, they feel powerless and disengaged. But when they are given choices, even within limits, something shifts. Letting a student decide which subject to focus on first or how to approach a topic can make them feel like a participant, not a prisoner. In our story, choosing to bet on her strength gave her a sense of control. She wasn't being pushed, she was driving. Mastery. I am getting better at this. Progress builds confidence. The smallest improvement, like solving a tougher RC passage or scoring 5% higher in legal, can give students a rush of belief. But they must feel that progress is theirs, not just a tick mark in our plan. When they begin to experience success, they stop fearing the subject. In our story, once she saw herself acing English, she began believing she could tackle other sections too. That shift didn't come from me, it came from her own sense of growth. Purpose, this matters to me, without meaning. Even bright students lose steam. The why should I care question is always simmering in a teenager's mind. Some find their purpose in ambition, others in proving someone wrong, and some just want to feel capable again. The key is to help them connect with a purpose, not necessarily your purpose. In our story, realizing she could still shape her future gave her the emotional fuel she needed. The dream of getting into law school became hers, not just a goal I was guiding her towards. So, no, you can't force motivation, you can't outsource it. But you can create the right conditions, like a gardener preparing the soil and trusting the seed. You can't fuel a teenager's fire by lighting matches for them, but you can shelter the spark, protect it from the wind, and believe in it. When it catches, they will surprise you. Let's stop trying to push them forward and start helping them discover their own way there. Let's keep going together and beyond the classroom. Love.